Hello everyone, and welcome to another Pyro Gaming video. One of the things that makes Destiny such a great game is the ability to play how you want. Being able to choose your subclass and then build a loadout around that subclass to make it stronger and more versatile towards your playstyle is one of my favorite things to do in this game. And in this video, I'll be sharing some of my favorite builds for each of the 3 classes in the game. Let's go ahead and jump right in. For starters, let's look at a very fun melee build for hunters. Playing with fire recharges your melee faster and its effects stack up to ×3, at which point you'll get your melee back in roughly 5 seconds or so. To get that ×3, we'll be using Gambler's Dodge, which refills your melee when dodging near enemies, and Ophidius Spathe, which gives you 2 knives per charge. We're also using Distribution, which is a class item mod to further reduce all ability cooldowns when dodging near enemies, and Focusing Strike, which is a Void Gauntlet mod to get dodge energy from our melee kills. Lastly, we will have Monte Carlo to get that melee back even when we actually have to use a weapon. When you put all these things together, you get arguably the best pure melee build in the game. The gameplay loop is pretty simple. Throw knives, then dodge near enemies to get more knives, and throw them too. Once you get it going, you'll be able to use your throwing knives like they're your primary weapon. I'm not even kidding. This is an incredibly fun build, and one that I use very often, especially when an activity like Strikes or Battlegrounds has Solar Burn and Brawler. This build is great without those modifiers, but with them, it's kinda like your Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Well, except you have a bunch of knives that you throw out instead of just the one. I don't even know if Scorpion's thing is actually a knife. And I guess the knives that the hunter throws don't have that little rope behind them that drags the enemy back to you when he's like, get over here. Okay, look, that was a bad analogy, but you get what I'm trying to say. Knife spam. Knife spam, knife spam. It's fun. Go try it out. You won't be disappointed. Next, we will look at a build for Warlocks that allows you to spam whatever super you want to use. That's right, you can pick any subclass you want for this build as long as your subclass's elemental type matches your weapon's elemental type. We'll be using the new Mantle of Battle Harmony exotic chest piece that gives you extra super energy from weapon kills matching your subclass's element. We'll also need an energy converter mod, which can be found on any Void Armor's combat slot. This mod converts Charge with Light stacks into super energy when using your grenade. We want 5 stacks of Charge with Light because of this, which is the max stacks that you're able to carry. And to achieve this, we will be running Taking Charge, Stacks on Stacks, and 2 copies of Supercharged mods. Lastly, you'll need a Masterworked primary energy weapon with Thresh, and the elemental type of that weapon needs to match your subclass for maximum efficiency. To set this build up, you will need to fill your super by killing enemies and collecting orbs to get 5 stacks of Charge with Light. Once your super and stacks are charged, the fun can begin. Cast your super, and immediately after it runs out, throw your grenade to get nearly half of your super back instantly, then use your Thresh weapon to get kills to refill the rest of your super and get back the 5 stacks of light. When there are a decent number of enemies around, you can honestly get your super back every 30 to 60 seconds using this build. It's pretty nuts. The Thresh perk and exotic chest piece allow for kills to count a lot more than they normally would in terms of the amount of super energy that you get back, and this whole build just synergizes so well. It's a great build for raids, gambits, strikes, pretty much anything where you want your super to always be active. Definitely try this one out, guys. And last, let's look at a Titan build that is one of the best builds for grenade spam in this game. Bottom Tree Sunbreaker gives you Sun Warrior, which makes your sunspots drastically increase ability recharge rates when you stand in them. Be sure to put on fusion grenades too, since we will be using the Ashen Wake exotic gauntlets that make fusions explode on impact and increase throw speed, as well as returning grenade energy on grenade final blows. Next, we'll add Wrath of Rasputin and Global Reach mods so that our grenades can generate Warmind cells as an added bonus to this build. You can also add something like Taking Charge, High Energy Fire, and Protective Light to this build for a little extra fun, but it isn't necessary and won't help with the grenades itself. Lastly, you want a Masterworked weapon for orb generation that has the Demolitionist perk for even more grenade energy. This build is pretty simple to get going. As Lord Shaxx would say, throw more grenades, Guardian. That was a flawless impression, wasn't it? That was so beautiful. I'm gonna put that in my video reel for when I try acting. Seriously though, just keep throwing grenades and standing in the sunspots when you get a kill to get your next grenade, and repeat. Use that demolitionist weapon when you run out of grenade energy to fill it back up as well. Much like the Hunter build we talked about earlier, this build is great on its own, but when the activity has Solar Burn and Grenadier, it is absolutely bonkers. It's like your Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, except it's fire instead of ice, and they don't freeze, they just die. Okay, another top tier analogy from Pyro, I know. I think I just need to go play some Mortal Kombat, like it's clearly on my mind. Came out of nowhere. I'm sitting here writing this script, and just boom, Mortal Kombat. But that'll be after I log into Destiny 2 and play around with some of these builds again, because talking about them has sparked that urge to play some Destiny. Seriously guys, try these builds out, you won't be disappointed. And that is going to do it for this video guys. Drop a comment in the box below and let me know what your favorite builds are, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. But if you enjoyed this video, click like. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe, and if you're already subscribed, I fucking love you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.